All right, welcome to today's episode where we have a guide for you on this giant crab. That is correct. Thank you for tuning in as always as we go after right here Abalone Cookies AQUAMECH. But before we break this down here for you, as always, I just want you to know the timestamps are available to you down below. We will give you the 4 T's, the tactics, the team, the treasures, and the toppings in order to overcome this level here, Wailing Dark Sea, and this giant crab. Now, we are doing it actually in normal mode here today, and we'll walk through that, so absolutely pay attention. Now, if you got a question, if you got a comment, do let me know because we'd love to hear from you, and come swing by the Discord server and say hello. All right, here we go. Wailing Dark Sea, normal mode on the lovely Abalone Cookies AQUAMECH MK.2. That is correct. So a couple things here as we get up to this portion. We've done a lot of episodes on this here. I wanted to make a specific video for you here on the ability to overcome this boss right here, right now. Now, a couple of key things. This is the team that we have been using. You have to keep Black Pearl Cookie here. And the reason why I call this out is it could help pivot the strategy a little bit if we didn't get to use her. However, we'll talk about that in a second. Now, in terms of the tactics, these are always the most important things. Let's take a step back, look at what's happening here because we got a lot of great information that we can leverage. So here's what's going on. First and foremost, as always, we got special conditions. You got minimum cookie level at 60, skill level at 60. So if you're below these, it will pull it up. Now, on top of that, you have the bonds, the sugar gnomes, the guild relics, all that stuff. Now, in terms of effects, we didn't get another new effect. They did change this look here for a Mermaid's episode part 2. I like what they did, so make sure you click it. Healing decrease, HP shield capacity decrease, and enemies debuffed resist increase. So your typical things that you're going to find. This generally leads to a 2 healer strategy, so just something to think about. And then additionally, kind of sometimes you want to think about a 2-person 2 cookie HP shield strategy as well. Debuffs, probably generally I would stay away. Doesn't mean that it's not going to help you, but something to consider in terms of that strategy. Next, guide. Make sure you click this. This is the most important thing. Yes, I'm going to say this one more time because this is the most important thing that matters about getting through Abalone Cookies AQUAMECH here. The AQUAMECH's armor passive ignores all incoming non-crit damage. It's got to be crit. If it's not crit, it's not going to work for you. Then on top of that, when its HP goes below a certain level, goes haywire and gains temporary attack buff while receiving, now this is the other trick, greater water type damage. That's why I brought up, if you didn't have to use Black Pearl here, use cookie details. Still gives us water, so don't forget that, which does help. Ooh. But we don't get we don't get the water buff. We get the water cage. There you go. But we do get the additional damage surpass here on the ally. That's kind of where I was getting to. There you go. Rally effect. So something to think about, increasing damage, those kinds of things. Now, again, not a terrible thing. We still got a water type cookie, so that will help us deal more damage. And we're going to keep that in mind for a strategy. Let's get through the rest here, though. Claw charge deals damage to the nearest target and inflicts injury upon him. Nearest target, not multiple nearest, just one. Power slam deals damage to all targets and stuns them. That can be a problem. Don't want to get stunned. Fires a harpoon against the furthest enemy and pulls them towards self while dealing damage and stunning them. Again, general healer. Giant fishnet fires a giant fishnet towards two targets, dealing damage and shackling them. Targets the enemy with the highest attack first, and then the furthest enemy next. So, damage dealer, healer. Drill attack deals damage to all targets and inflicts defense reduction and injury. And then last one there, rock cannon fires a cannon dealing damage to all enemies. Begins attack with sharp-eyed gun sailors. Very important. All right. So this is the team that I've been running with. We know that water attack's important. We know that crit is Very, very important. So unless we're giving crit, doesn't matter. Don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it. We're not going to get into the very, very minutia details of tweaking your toppings. We will talk about those in a second. And certainly we have more guides on that here on the channel that you can check out. However, what we do want to do is we're going to give you a team. Should hopefully get through. If it doesn't get through, we'll iterate, 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 and iterate to get you through. All right. So here's what we're going to think about in terms of this first lineup. First off, Snapdragon, ethereal cookies, very important. Not going to get hit. Not going to get stunned, not going to get drug in, all those things. So that gives you a continuity in terms of your heal. That can give you advantage. Could give you a disadvantage if you want another cookie to get hit, because now you're hitting 4 versus 5. But again, something to think about in terms of your strategy. So we will keep Snapdragon. We're also going to keep PV. We do want a big nuker heal. What we'll need to find out here is, do we need 3 healers or can we do it with 2 on normal mode? Now, this particular team is underpowered. It's average against 1.4 million. We're at 1.2. However, what we are going to do is something a little bit different here. So water is very important. We're actually going to run this here with our fun friend Crimson Coral, because we do have Crimson Coral now. And then additionally here, I would like to have better single target damage with water if we can make it work. Squid Ink can give you a area of effect damage, which is really good. However, I would like to drill into this a little bit more. We're actually going to use Sorbet Shark. So we will drop our friend Schwarzwalder there and go a little bit more direct damage dealer strategy. In terms of the treasures, this one is great. However, we need crit. Balancing out crit, go to Grim Looking Sigh. That's going to give you plus 30% crit damage. We're going to keep Dream Conductor's Whistle. That gives us more crit percent, so 45, plus attack, damage resist, all that fun stuff, and heals if something happens. Now, we'll stay on Squishy Jelly Watch. If your Sleepyheads is much more improved than mine, you may want to consider the 17 and 2%, which is going to be way higher than 45, much higher level. We'll stick with this one. So those are all kind of the key strategies that you want to do. Crit is, again, most important. Second thing, water damage, very important. We want to do this because you want to get through the 2 phases. If that damage surpass buff is really, really good for AQUAMECH there, we may run into a problem. So we're going to test it with this team here, which may be the first time run for us, and get you where you need to be. Let's talk about toppings. We are on damage resistance here. Don't forget to use resonant. So if you watch my guide on Crimson Coral Cookie, not Pearl, I like that one. We talk about why we went this route. We're going to stay this route here. Keep those things in mind. Here we're on damage, similar Sorbet. It could be on resonant. Here again, resonant. We're actually on attack. Again, for a reason. Here we're on cooldown, and here we're on cooldown. So please check out the other guides if you got questions. Otherwise, let me know too. Love to hear from you, and come swing by the Discord server, say hello. We got a great group there, so thank you, everyone. All right, here we go. Wailing Dark Sea, Abalone Cookies, AQUAMECH MK.2. Don't forget, we got a couple waves here, or a wave or 2. We'll find out. But now we're on for the run. Let's go ahead. 30 quills, my friends. It's a lot. Now, as we do this, as always, I just want to say thank you. We do have swag, we got memberships, we got all kinds of stuff here on the channel to support. So thank you with that, if that's something for you. And as always, much appreciated. All right, let's turn this up so you can hear it.
Don't you worry. They'll come up to the surface soon enough.
That abalone cookie.
What's this ominous feeling? Something's not right. What's that sound?
Oh, done. Done.
it that white jet mermaid again? There's something dark in the water. It's circling the ship. What is it? I know it's raining. And the waves are rising.
Snap.
The anchor broke. The ship. Everyone, settle down. It'll go away after the storm.
Ooh, that is pretty ominous.
Laughter? It's the sea, baby. The god of the sea. And it's angry. Ah, there's no such thing.
Black Pearl Cookie.
What's happening? Mermaid with the white pearl is... Stand your ground! No jumping ship! It's only one mermaid! No match for our sails and harpoons!
You think you can beat me, you weaklings? Insignificant cookies. You're not even a crumb. Don't attack the land.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Back on the volume. Let's see how this goes here. So as you can see, that damage is coming through. We got the inflict. I'll move out of the way. Nope, can't see it over the mic. In terms of Crimson Coral. Now, everything's got inflict. Big damage there. We're doing pretty good in terms of what we have for a team. And the solid pace and all kinds of buffs here. I'm just waiting for the damage to kick in. Almost halfway. There we go. We got a crew of those shooters right there. Down to 1.5 million. It's looking pretty good. Knock on wood. AQUAMECH. Here you see damage down, watertight damage up. Frenzy is going on. I think we're going to be in a very, very good position here to take down Abalone Cookie's AQUAMECH on normal mode. Look at that. Looking good. Oh, we ran out of time. Look at that. We ran out of time. I hope you were watching that. There we go. All right. So the difference with that team, obviously, is now damage. So not quite enough damage to get through fast enough. We got to pay attention to that. We still have plenty of quills for now in order to get through. So that was a issue that you can run into. So don't forget, we're actually going to try something a little bit different. We're going to want a pure damage dealer. So I like Sorbet Shark. The damage just isn't quite enough. So let's go ahead and try something a little bit different. Let's try Rye Cookie. This is going to be a little bit of a different performance for us. The other thing that you could maybe try, giving that healing, the damage didn't seem terrible. You can maybe run 3 damage dealers. We could try that actually as well. Let's run this one first and then we can try the 3 damage dealers. But look at that. It's actually lower in terms of power. So that is a big key consideration there as well for you to think about and think through. You know what? Let's try that. Let's actually try 3 damage dealers here. Let's see if we can get by with 1 healer. We'll need to skip through all this stuff real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Looking good, huh? Huh? Alright. Here we go. So we'll try this. So I went this route because we didn't actually see enough nuke damage against our cookies. We see a lot of great AoE damage. So heals over time are great, but right now PV can handle it. The other one that might be good is Cream Puff for you as an example. And look at how much faster this thing goes down. Way, way faster. Very, very close. Everything's kicked in here. We're still doing very good on the heal and survivability without snap. But you can see how low that damage is coming in. Again, in terms of crit. Which makes a huge difference. We're at 1.5. We've only moved like 300,000. So this could be really, really close on this. So what may make us change strategy is instead of rye, we might need squid ink. We can't do it in the next 30 seconds. We're gonna be short again. Oh, short again. So the issue that we're running into is timing against the clock. So what that means is we're not putting up enough damage and the importance of that water. So now we need to switch off of rye. We need to really focus on that attack. Grab squid ink. Alright, so we're a little bit heavier on the water attack. We got our crit focus still. And unfortunately, grab gatekeepers. Big mistake. Big mistake. This will make a huge difference. Alright, here we go. We'll finish it. And I'll own that one. Let's see how many of you watched this long and figured it out and got either DM me or got to the comments before that happened. It kind of looked the same. It's all right. We're having fun. That's what matters. All right, here we go. Now we'll see if our actual damage goes down. I don't think it should be too bad. Look at that. Again. Crushing. Just crushing it. All right, there it is. 1.5 million is when that kicks in. Now we're at 2 minutes. Before we were at 1.3. Now we're at 2 in order to get to the last 1.5 million. Now, the more damage you can do at that 1.5 million marker and swiftly get through before that buff kicks in, it's going to make a big difference. So I think we got to about 600, 800k. There, that's looking much better on the damage. I think we're going to be okay here. Cross some fingers. Oh, we're looking good. Come on, water cookies. Get it done. 600k. We gotta get through this. For you, we gotta get through. 450. It's gonna be so close. It is gonna be very close. I don't think we're gonna get there. $250. Oh, 200 damage left. 200 damage left. Oh, it's so disappointing. So disappointing. And we can't do it again. So we'll pull it all back together. Let's go ahead and talk about this one here. So normal mode. Here's what I would just want to reflect on in terms of the teams. So we ran 3 different teams. My weakness right now is being able to put out enough damage in order to overcome the clock. The teams that I gave you, 3 different teams, all capable of getting through Abalone Cookie's AQUAMECH here. So you can absolutely use these. The key is going to be your power level versus mine. And making sure as either a free-to-play player or a experienced player, the ability to get through at those different levels. The couple tips and tricks there that you can absolutely tweak is in terms of those toppings. Again, resonant, making a big difference. Focus on more crit, depending again on where you're at here. So as you can see, I don't have enough crit damage on Sorbet. So every time he's hitting, if it's not going through, that's going to be key. Could we rerun with this team and maybe get through? Absolutely. There's a little bit of luck involved in that. When we talk about some of that timing, same thing here when it comes to Squid Ink. We do have a little bit more crit. You're going to focus on that crit. So right now, if we got 6% plus another 30, we're only at 36%. Plus, if he's getting this, we got another 15. So you're at 1 out of every 2. So that's not super great. You really got to focus on that crit. So you can absolutely flip toppings on this to Apple as an example in order to get through. So if we go through and take a look at this one real quick, let's go ahead here, cookie details. We go to toppings. One of your strategies may be, let's go ahead here. You may want to go grab these ones right here to increase your crit percent. That is going to make a huge difference for you in terms of your ability to get through and beat this. So here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Stay tuned because we're going to come back. We're going to make a couple of those tweaks and close this one out for you. So with that said, I just want to say thank you for tuning in today. I did want to share this because we did invest 25 minutes here live for you in order to get through Abalone Cookie's AQUAMECH. I know many of you have asked me questions. I've seen plenty of comments on it. So I've given you a couple of different options and teams to get there. We'll refine our strategy. We'll come back and we'll crush this for you here as always. So with that said, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support as always. Thank you for the likes and the subs. Great ways to stay connected to the channel down below. Great ways to support as well. And stay in the know. With that, we also have memberships available to you with some fun emotes and those kinds of things and membership badges, that kind of fun stuff. So thank you to everyone. I wish you the best of luck in Abalone Cookie's AQUAMECH here. Stay tuned. We will get this. We'll take care of it for you here and see you soon. Until next time, Mythras out of here. We'll get through it, my friends. Stay close.